Hello, everyone. So, in the conclusion of my informative speech, I told you that 21 states have their own Religious Freedom Restoration Acts, and 17 more are looking to create religious freedom legislation, according to the National Conference of State Legislatures. Well, this is a dramatic increase over the states that were interested just a year ago, and since the Supreme Court allowed Hobby Lobby to not cover certain birth control methods last year, religious people have been using that ruling to keep from having to do other things that they consider sinful, like issuing birth control in pharmacies or citing marriage licenses for same-sex couples. Now, religious people see this as maintaining their right to hold any job that they choose without it affecting their deeply held religious beliefs. Other people see it as a law taking a side, saying that the beliefs of certain religious individuals are more important than their own. Now, the Constitution does protect against religious discrimination by the government, and that is a protection that is a very important idea in the history of our nation. And the Religious Freedom Restoration Act of 1993 was written specifically to protect that right. And religious people might argue, based on that, that no one should have to choose between their job or their religion. And they don't want to associate themselves with other people's sinful behavior. They shouldn't have to do that. Well, I would argue that religious people don't have any right to impose their beliefs on other people. And because those same people might object to other religions imposing their beliefs on them. Say a Christian judge refusing to authorize divorces because he believes marriage to be an eternal divine bond. A Muslim grocery clerk in a meat department refusing to serve pork, saying that pork is an unclean animal, so he shouldn't have to process it. Isn't their religious freedom being denied by telling them that they have to do their job regardless of their beliefs? And isn't the other person's right to their religious beliefs that pork is just fine to eat, that it's not unclean, or that divorce is within their religious rights? Isn't that person's right being infringed by the government? Isn't their right being prevented? So, also, sometimes the behavior that they're objecting to isn't sinful in the first place. My little sister gets birth control to control her cramps. Now, those cramps are extremely painful otherwise, and denying her the legal medication to solve her problem is making an assumption about her that, in this case, proves to be untrue. So religious objections based on other people's behavior have some serious problems. And the best solution would be to remove that whole possibility altogether and require anybody in any job to keep their religious beliefs at home and their personal judgments to themselves while doing their job. Now, otherwise, if those religious objections to serving other people are to be respected, there must be another person in the workplace at the exact same time that will do the job. And this is how they handled same-sex marriage in Utah after the marriage ruling passed. There were alternate clerks for religious objectors that they could just point to and say, this person will help you out, and they had equal ability to sign those marriage licenses, and those marriage licenses were just as valid. So everybody got what they wanted without having to get into a moral argument about it, which is the real problem here. And in the Kim Davis case, which was the big religious freedom case this year, Kim Davis didn't want to issue marriage licenses to same sex couples. She was a county clerk, and she felt that that was very much against her religious beliefs. There was a long court case about it, but it ended with District Court Judge David L. Bunning having Davis's deputies issue those marriage licenses in her place and giving them the legal ability to do so. And five of the six deputies agreed that they would do that. And if that solution can work with that controversial case, it can work elsewhere. Thank you very much.